Alright, hello everyone. Alien vs. Predators Requiem. And I feel like the whole review of this movie can be summed up with this meme, but with the word no at the beginning. The thing is, unlike all the other movies about aliens, this one I have not seen before reviewing it. All in all, I just heard it had bad ratings, bad reviews, and everybody universally pretty much hated it.
Because it's trash, Arthur!
So in this video, I want to not only go over the movie so I can review it, but also I'm gonna do the unthinkable and gonna find what is even good about this movie. There must be some good things, right? Right? So I'm gonna try to make it really short and engaging review. Here's some gameplay of Alien vs Predators to keep your attention span going, and let's get into it. Like I said before, the first few minutes of the film is probably the best of the entire film. I mean, I even dare to say they're better than a lot of openings of Alien and Predator films. Because we see Xenomorph Predator hybrid who hatches from the guy who kinda died but not really in the end of Alien vs Predator 1. It immediately starts killing everybody around the ship with predators trying to kill him but ended up losing.
They are losers.
Which all in all looked kinda badass because it established the monster of the film as this unkillable creature. I mean, it is still incredibly dumb that those predators picked him up from the battle with aliens and didn't check him for infection or anything. Like, isn't it the first thing you have to do when you pick up somebody who was fighting aliens who infect you? I mean, okay, maybe like I said in my Alien vs Predator 1 review, which you can watch by the way, it's not that bad. In that video, I theorized that those predators are rookies. They don't know any better, and we can kinda get a confirmation in this film. I'll talk about that later. Anyhow, the last remaining predator before getting offed sends an SOS signal, and the ship is of course crashing to Earth.
Once again, a UFO has landed in America.
I mean, honestly, maybe because of that, none of the locals are actually surprised by the extraterrestrial body that has just crash-landed in the middle of the forest. So they went to investigate and, of course, immediately get attacked by facehuggers. We see SOS signal being intercepted by some really cool-looking predator, who, even though, not gonna lie, is cool throughout the whole film, but why the hell did he go to the mission alone? He's aware that there's a xenomorph infestation going on that planet, and that a bunch of his comrades just died, and he goes alone? Well, okay, I guess he's so badass, of course he doesn't need any backup. And after that, not gonna lie, the movie really surprised me, because after that, for a good chunk of time, we just forgot about aliens and predators and just dedicate our time to the most basic human shenanigans. It's boring. And okay, we also had a lot of human characters in Alien vs Predator 1, but like I said, in there, most of them didn't even have a name. Most of them were just side characters because, well, the xenomorphs needed to be hatched and stuff. In here, we legit spent a lot of time with those characters. We actually get to know them and their backstories, but, like, we know they're gonna die really soon, so why? And it's not even like those characters are particularly interesting. They're all basically just walking cliches, and they're just not as interesting of the personas to carry the movie that is named Alien vs Predators, by the way. And this is especially annoying because for a split second, like, okay, maybe for like a few seconds, we see the planet of predators, and it could have been so much more interesting if we spent a lot more time there instead of following these annoying, unnecessary humans. I remind you, the movie is called Alien vs Predator. Maybe you want to focus on those characters since they're in the title. This also makes first act of the movie so unbelievably slow, because like I said, for probably the first half of the movie, characters are either doing their own shenanigans, not knowing that xenomorphs are coming, and when they realized the xenomorphs are coming, they still have no idea what's happening. It takes them a long time to figure out what the hell is going on. Again, in Alien vs Predator 1, everything was established right away. The characters right away knew they're dealing with extraterrestrial body. They knew the aliens are in on it when they went into this pyramid. In here, like, they're just around. The character gets bullied. The other one searches for that predator in the woods. Again, not knowing what the hell is happening. But what surprised me even more is that this movie actually follows Alien canon. in this one, xenomorphs actually take their time hatching, surprisingly. Yeah, it turns out the Predator ship that crash landed on Earth had a few facehuggers on it for some reason. But anyway, they attacked a few locals, and it actually took about like 24 hours or longer. And I was actually kind of surprised by that, because so far only like Alien 1 and Alien 2 had that going on. Okay, maybe comics as well, but still, literally most other Alien movies literally don't care about that detail. Aliens hatch in like an hour or something. Okay, afterwards we see xenomorphs finally attack the people around the city, but they do it like really slow and being drama queens, hissing at everyone before biting them. I mean, again, in other movies they were jumping everyone left and right, and you were really surprised when they attacked you out of nowhere. In here, I mean, overall, the main problem of the film is that all the aliens and predators are really unengaging. Like, no absolute cinema, literally. They all move really slowly, even the predator, that, like I said, is cool in certain scenes. Like, okay, to be fair, some slow scenes are actually pretty good. Because unlike xenomorphs, who are supposed to be fast but are slow, when Predator acts slow, there's some charm to it. When he first arrives to Earth, he spends some time in the ship, gathering details, looking at the clues, trying to realize what's happening, and there's some, like, ASMR feeling when you're looking at it. This was surprisingly interesting to look at, even though there's no dialogue, no nothing. He's just gathering some materials, building a bomb, disposing of facehuggers. I don't know, a lot of people call that scene really boring, but to me there's some nice subtlety to the scene. I don't know, there's always like ASMR kind of feeling towards it. Plus, we finally get to see behind the stage of what Predator is doing once he's on the hunt. But I'm gonna stop the compliments because they kind of ruined it in a couple of minutes. Because of course movie needs to cut to humans, and the sheriff specifically, who's investigating the site of the crash landing, and of course doesn't find anything because the Predator already disposed of all the materials. But then for some reason this Predator had the need to kill the random police officer and rip his skin off.
Why would he do that?
Like, yeah, okay, that's basically a signature move of Predators. They did that in other movies, but weren't you, like, getting rid of xenomorphs and trying to hide that the aliens even exist from humans? Like, what are you doing taking those side quests, man? Okay, whatever, I'm just gonna skip through all the human interactions and I'm gonna cut straight to the action where the Predator finally catches up to xenomorphs in the sewerage. But there's only two problems. One, you can't really see anything, because, like, they're fighting in the sewers, there's no sunlight, you can barely tell what's going on, even in the wide shots. And two, it doesn't last very long. The fight scene is really short. And what do we do after that? We cut back to the humans who are panicking because, oh, there's some shenanigans happening in the city and we don't know what's going on, oh!
Did you get scared?
This is when it starts raining, and trust me, it's gonna keep raining until the end of the movie, because I guess it becomes more and more clear that the budget of the movie was wasted on the first few minutes, and everything else had to be done with whatever they had left. And okay, I can understand that there's a lack of money, so they couldn't rely on special effects, so most of the things had to be done via costumes, strings, and smoke, and etc. So at least I can kinda forgive the darkness, but I can't forgive the camera work because, oh my god, it's terrible. Because all of the following fights, like, you almost every time have no idea what's happening because there's some unbelievable amount of close-ups when you can barely tell what the hell is going on and who's punching who. And every time camera isn't zoomed in, there's gonna be either a lot of rain or a lot of darkness, which also not gonna give you any details to understand what the hell is even happening. Maybe it was also done to hide details, but I mean, I don't know. They were posting pictures of those suits and they looked more or less fine, so I don't know why was this filmed that way. Because right now, we can't really see anything, and if you did film it right, we would have at least seen something. Yeah, we would have seen the lack of budget and whatnot, but I feel like that's just better as opposed to not seeing anything at all. It looks more stupid than realistic or interesting. There are a few interesting scenes where, for example, Predator hunts on aliens using humans as bait. That was interesting, I guess. Anyhow, I gotta talk about humans at least a little bit, I guess. Okay, all the established characters are grouped up and trying to live the city. The only issue there is xenomorphs all over the place, and all of the army guys who are helping them are dead.
The army is leaderless.
For some reason, they're trying to get to the helicopter on top of the hospital where the Predator is currently fighting the Predator-Alien hybrid. Not sure why they really need to do that, because they yoinked one of the... I forgot what those things are called. It's not exactly a tank, but... Anyway, it's an armed car. Like, you can just drive away. You don't need a freaking helicopter. But no, because for some reason the plot of Predator hunting aliens and those human characters needs to converge into one, and they all need to be in the same place, I guess? And okay, again, when Predator is hunting aliens, that all looks cool, because this Predator is really badass and offs almost all the Predators left and right whenever he sees them. I mean, everyone besides Alien Predator Hybrid, which is for some reason really OP, even though it's not entirely explained why. Because he's like stronger, he can almost like a facehugger also infect human with several aliens at a time, which is a freaking horrifying concept on as well. And actually, to be completely honest, this movie has actually some, like, crazy scenes if you think about it. Like, I mean, crazy even for an Alien franchise. But yeah, that is still interesting that this alien is so freaking OP when isn't it supposed to be just an average xenomorph? I mean, I can kinda theorize, because in the recent Predator movie, which, okay, nobody liked and it was shit overall, but they did explain that Predators really like to use DNA engineering and use advanced technologies to up their strength and other abilities, basically buffing themselves so they were better at hunting. So maybe because of that, the Predator-Alien hybrid is so incredibly OP. Bro, why am I even trying to find sense in this movie? Okay, anyway.
Nobody cares anyway.
Also, by the way, remember how I was saying that all those human characters are incredible cliche? I was kind of wrong when I thought that they're just gonna die off really quickly, because they're all surprisingly durable. One of them even gets stabbed in the chest with the alien's tail and just walks it off. Like, later he's fine. He's not bleeding out. He's capable of running. Like, okay, I guess. Even the Predator that we saw on screen had to heal himself. He had to use, like, medical aid because one of the police officers shot him while he was being in the woods. And again, we get to the Alien and Predator, I mean, Predator and Alien Predator fight in the finale, which was supposed to be cool, but it's done so, again, non-engaging. At least in previous scene, Alien Predator Hybrid was only either shown for a short amount of time or was just crawling around. But now, when the both characters are standing up straight, you can see how goofy the costume looks for the most part, because he has an, like, obnoxiously big head and moves really slowly. Like, you can almost see the actor struggling underneath that suit. And again, like I said, the Predator at least acts kinda cool. He takes off his armor to show how badass he is, which is stupid, but again, it fits the character, because for the most part he was acting badass and he was, again, killing xenomorphs left and right, which presented him from a more or less capable way. Plus, more or less, that works really well with the headcanon of Predators that was previously established about, you know, how Predators respect their opponent in the fight and enjoy hunt above all else. But the ending of the film... oh boy. You see, while this boss fight was happening, human characters finally got to the chopper, while realizing that the army guys probably decided to nuke this whole town because it's not even worth saving. So in addition to all of the stupidity I just mentioned, not only Alien versus Predator fight ends up with just humans nuking all of them, and that's how the situation is resolved. But what's even dumber than this, all of the human characters survive in the nuclear blast! Oh my god! I mean, okay, in the end, let's establish that, like I said in the previous video, crossovers are crossovers. They're mostly done for fun and profit, of course. So they're not supposed to be 100% logical, but... this ending is just, like, so not engaging, just like the rest of the movie. Like, I really wanna pay good money just so somebody invented the time machine and I can go back in time to see faces of the people who walked out of the theater after watching this movie and see what it looks like. What it looks like to pay good money to see this movie in 3D on the big screen. The amount of wasted potential in this movie is just off the charts, and a few creative scenes just do not save this movie from the load of nonsense that is happening in the rest of it. I mean, I can talk more about how meh this movie is, but it kinda speaks for itself, because there was no more Alien vs. Predator movies after this one, not even the attempt. The studio just gave up on those crossovers overall. So I guess if you want to see more of my videos, you're welcome to explore my channel. There's a few more reviews of Alien movies. Maybe I'll review some Predator movies. We'll see about that. Next review is probably going to be about anime. See ya!